Hello everybody and welcome to a Sheepish Look at Peregrin. My name is Genna and today we're looking at a story-driven puzzle game which has got quite an interesting story and kind of okay puzzles. Alright, so I'm only about 1 hour into the game so far. I kind of understand the basic mechanics that I can show it off to you and also without spoiling too much of the story by going too far in. So the main premise is you are playing as Abby, a traveler who is trying to basically salvage her world by making this perilous journey to this place called the Divide, and there's some angry gods who are like, I guess, erasing your memory as you go into this place because humanity found some sort of secret crystal to immortality or something like that. It's quite interesting, but obviously the pieces are being put together as you go through the game. I don't know the full picture yet, but it's actually gripped me quite well so far. The voice acting is quite nice. It's fully voice acted. My only gripe with it is I don't really like the narrator voice so much. Like, if you compare it to the likes of Bastion, for example, the voice actor there for the narrator is so interesting to listen to. His voice is nice, and also just the way he speaks is really soothing to listen to. The guy in this kind of just sounds too normal. That's totally my opinion, and I'm sure you'll get an example very soon of his voice acting. And that's the first glitch I've encountered in my entire playthrough of the game. Right when the camera starts rolling. Okay. Yeah, you can make up your own mind about the voice actor. Okay, right, there's some water over there. Was that a glitch? Maybe I just didn't see it, I'm not sure. So the basic gameplay and puzzles revolve around finding the right creature to possess at the right time and using them to create a path for yourself so you can continue on your adventure. And to do that, you need to find these little crystal totem things, use them, and then that'll expand your field of possession, the area that you can actually control creatures in. So you can see on the left side of the screen right now there's a few sparkles, and on the top right corner as well, that's basically the boundary, and any creature within that circle I can possess. So right now it's pretty much this entire area. So yeah, and then I'm going to, by the way, I'm playing the PC version of the game but with a controller because I just like it more. Alright, after about 15 minutes of evaluation, I've realized, I looked back at the older footage that I just recorded, and I did indeed fall into the puddle, so that was not a glitch, but I've glitched out the puzzle now so that I cannot pick up a very essential object. So, fuck me, I'm gonna have to restart the game. Okay, first of all, I really dislike... Can you tell that the tone of the video is completely changed? First of all, I really dislike when games do this. I realize you're trying to be minimalistic, and I can understand these symbols, fine. This is restart, checkpoint, this is main menu, but just put some text, for fuck's sake. So, I'm wondering if I'm gonna have to restart the entire game, or if I'm lucky enough to have a chapter select, because you go here, and you click this, and then there's just some numbers. And I'm wondering, okay, what the hell is this? You click on it, this will overwrite your save. I don't know if this is... I'm deleting my save slot, maybe those are save slots or something, but I'm assuming it might be chapters just because there's a bookmark on the book in the icon. But just put some text, please. Okay, it is indeed a chapter select, so luckily I don't have to restart an hour of gameplay.
Abby absorbs the monolith's testimony as she walks. A vision of it swells in her mind. What had unleashed this flood of ruin? She tries not to think about Isaac, but his absence weighs upon her with the ache of an amputation. 2 years had done nothing to change that.
So as you can see, the writing is really nicely done. It's very descriptive and it sets the mood quite well. The music is really nice as well. One minor gripe, you probably didn't notice it, but there might have been a very slight awkward silence after the first sentence of the narrator because the game was waiting for me to press A to continue with the dialogue. Sometimes it doesn't do that though, sometimes it just continues on its own. So I just wish it always continued on its own. Very minor gripe, but it exists.
Abby examines the abandoned weapon aimed at the skies. The detritus of a battlefield always speaks louder of the vanquished than the victors.
So yeah, there you go, that's the narrator I didn't really like. It's probably just personal preference. I'm sure there's a lot of people who would have no problem with him. But now I can finally show you the gameplay. Let's hope it doesn't glitch out on me again. Alright, so if I try to possess a creature now, you can see in the bottom right corner, not within totem range, because they're not within totem range. So I'm going to activate this totem, which luckily for me is conveniently placed right in front of me, and you can see there is this circle of possession. So I cannot access that goat shit. Alright, let's pretend that never happened. I can't access the goat on the left, but I can access this toad. This is a very simple puzzle, by the way. So you need the goat to ram the bridge over. All these creatures serve the same purpose pretty much throughout all the puzzles. The goat will always push things over so you can cross a path. The toad is used for multiple things, either to bring objects to your side or access levers that are out of reach, or in this case, I can grab this crystal, and then place it over here in this tiny little crater, and it'll bring the goat over. It'll lure him over to the little circle I have access to. Whoops, I kind of moved to the other area by accident. So yeah, you can do that. Also the big green troll has a crystal that he's always attracted to, so you can kind of use that. And so now you can see when I possess, I've got an option between these two I can switch between. And I'm gonna go to the goat here and just very easily ram this over. So everything is pretty simplified for you. Like you can see, I had a very set place to put the crystal with the toad. I couldn't put it anywhere I wanted. It like locked onto that small crater. And on top of that, another small gripe, again minor, but it would make the gameplay much more fluent if it was like this. I don't like, many times you have to switch between creatures, but you can't actually just like switch your soul between creatures directly. You have to go to your body first, wait for the animation of your character to get up, and then you need to possess another creature. This guy's already in my possession field, very easy. Alright, this puzzle was actually the first one that stumped me for a few seconds in the game. And that's because I didn't realize that you can go back and forth between different areas with the creature. And yeah, there you go. It was a nice, like, oh yeah, finally I solved it moment, so that was cool. So those were basically the first types of puzzles, and these are the second types of puzzles, so it's combat. So these are guardians, and they can pretty much destroy you in combat unless you one-on-one them. So you've got two options in combat. Either you can just attack straight for the enemy, but obviously that's not going to work for me. Or your other option is to possess an enemy. So I have two options to possess here because the other two guys in front of me are shielded. So I can either possess this left one, which is a ranged character, and I believe is also creating the shields for the other guys. Or I can possess the other melee guy, but he's not shielded. So let's see, I'm just going to try possess. I think that because this is the first time that you see shielded guys, it's actually forcing me to possess the correct one. Normally, these are kind of puzzles, like you just need to figure out what order to do everything. It's actually quite satisfying. So you see I use that guy to kill the other one, and then they turn on each other. And now if I decide to try and melee one of these myself, I can kill one, but then the other guy right next to me is going to finish me off. So instead, I'm going to possess one, and then make them attack each other. And now the survivor, I can just go and melee. It's quite fluent, intuitive, and it feels really good when you actually like kill 5 guys in combat. It looks cool as well. So these rooms where the camera is on the side like this are basically exposition rooms. You kind of come to the center and then there you go.
Again to her father. She tries but fails to recall an image of his face. A surge of panic overwhelms her. Breathing heavily, she fumbles for her comms unit and dials the Enclave receiver's frequency.
Abby, are you hurt?
No, I was scared. It's starting. I felt it just for a second. Your features faded from my mind.
They reach inside to claim their toll. Fight it, Abby. Keep what matters most away from the clutches of vengeful gods. Now hurry. Every second in the divide comes at a price.
Alright, so here we've got a mix of both puzzle types. I'm just gonna run past the laser quickly. Okay, so we've got some shield dudes. Which range guy should I go for first? Let's just possess this one, because obviously there's no way I'm gonna just melee attack them, because I'd have to go very far. Ooh, oh, I almost got a second kill there. And let's just possess this other one, make him kill his friend. There you go. This is also another example. See, the game is cool. I like it. The atmosphere is very nice. The story is really cool. Everything is quite interesting, but just these minor gripes every now and again, and you're gonna see one of them right now. So you can see here, the solution to this puzzle is unmistakably, it's so simple. Everyone knows exactly what I need to do now. I need to possess the goat and then ram the bridge in front of me. As you can see, it's highlighted over there. But why is the game making me walk all this way? I can't make the goat go faster. And look, the laser doesn't shoot me, so there's actually no challenge. It's just a waste of my time. It's like 10 seconds of nothing. And yeah, minor gripe, and this doesn't happen often, but you know, this has happened once. I'm sure it's going to happen again later on in the game, and there's really no need for it. But there are also other small design details that I do, like for example, it doesn't matter, you can go through yourself and through other creatures. There's no annoying, you know, they don't get in the way, which there are definitely a few times where that would have happened, but fortunately for me, everything can go through each other, which is nice. But yeah, the atmosphere, I really like the game's atmosphere. It's quite, it's a little bit like Fallout. Like, there's a little bit of a hint of sadness to it, but also mystery. Okay, so I'm going to use the toad here. I'm going to put this crystal here to attract the bull as soon as I make a path for him, so he can actually, like, go over to the other island. One problem with the puzzle solving is because there's set places to put crystals. Like, as you saw, as soon as I possessed the toad, I just walked by and it's like, oh, okay, I can put a crystal here. I'm just gonna leave it here because why not? I don't really understand now why, but I'm gonna leave it here just because. And yeah, and that's how I did it on my first time doing this puzzle, and it turned out to be correct because you're gonna need to lure the bull over, even though you don't really necessarily realize that you're gonna make a bridge for it like I'm about to right now. So yeah, perhaps some people will find it a bit oversimplified. I understand why they did it. Sometimes it might have been like, you might have not fully understood, oh, how close exactly the crystal has to be to certain creatures, etc. So, yeah, it's understandable why they did it, but, you know, it comes with its downfalls as well. But the difficulty of puzzles has been ramping up at quite a decent rate, like a good slope. It's allowed me to learn a little bit, and there's a bit of downtime every now and again between the harder puzzles, like you'll get something very simple. But I guess it's just to kind of keep the pacing, so you're not constantly ripping your hair out. Okay, I'm really thankful for the chapter select, because I would have been really pissed if I had to restart the whole game. But it was the game's fault in the first place that I had to restart this, so... Okay, well, the glitched rock is unglitched now. Yes, we can celebrate. Alright, moment of truth. Is it gonna electrocute them or something? Oh, okay. It got rid of them. Because, yeah, I tried passing that puzzle with just the bridge was just combat, and it's impossible. There's just too many guys, and yeah, so there you go. I had a feeling that you had to get rid of some of them. And now, I'm just gonna... well, if I try to just melee this, obviously if I melee the ranged one, I'm just gonna fall through the hole, or it's just ranged, it's gonna shoot me. Same with if I melee this melee guy, then the other one's gonna shoot me. So I'm gonna instead possess them. Let's just try this. This might not work, but I'm gonna try it. Possess the melee guy and then make him attack the ranged one. There you go. Okay, it worked. It worked just fine. I hope that she's smart enough to go around the hole. Okay, she is. That's good. Alright, thank you for watching, everybody. I think I'm gonna end the video here. You've probably gathered up enough information to decide if you are interested in the game, and if you are, there's a link in the description to buy it for yourself. My apologies for this slightly messier video. Man, that glitch really just caught me off guard, and it was annoying. It was really frustrating. So yeah, I mean, overall, I really like the game. Is this some sort of... I have to figure out the right order? Seems like it. Yeah, overall, I'm really liking the game, but its main problem is polish. It just needs polish in so many different areas. But that doesn't stop it from being overall a pleasant experience. Just slightly not as good as it could have been. Yeah, the aesthetic is nice, the music is nice. The atmosphere is creepy and ominous. The pacing is good. There's a good balance between the two different puzzle types and also just adventuring and exploring and reading all the different lore and background about the areas. So if you found the video enjoyable, please don't forget to like and share it. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye, I love you!